Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Abby with Abby and the Reads, and today we're going to be picking our Summerween TBR. I'm so excited about this. I cannot wait to get into some spooky thrillers and horror books. I have got a list today of books that I think could meet some of the prompts for the Summerween list, and I'm so excited to get into them. So let's get started. All right, most of these books I do not have available to me, so I'm hoping that they're either on Kindle Unlimited, I can find them at the library, or we may have to do a little bit of book shopping. Oh no, darn. The first book on the list is A House with Good Bones by T. King Fisher. This book follows a daughter who is going home to see her mother. She's excited to see her mom, but when she gets there, something seems just a little bit off with mom. Mom seems to be jumping at every little thing, and just to get away from it all, the daughter steps out back and finds a jar of teeth underneath mom's rose bushes, and that the vultures are circling up ahead, and things just tend to spiral from there. And I'm just excited to read this book. I found this book on a TikTok recommendation, and it just seemed really good. I've read one other T. King Fisher book. It was a short novella. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but I really liked that one, so I'm really excited to read this one. I think that it will be making it to the TBR list, but we will see. You guys are going to help me decide that. The next one is The Lamb by Lucy Rose. This is another mother-daughter book, and it is about a mother-daughter who is cannibals. I know it's I think this book is a very taboo book, but one of my favorite YouTubers at the moment, Laura is her name. She has the Homebody Diaries or something like that, but I love watching her. But she read this just a little while back in a readathon, and her reactions to this book were so visceral that I just had to put it on my Summerween TBR. It just sounds so good, and I'm so excited to read it. All right, the next book on my Summerween TBR, or possible book on my Summerween TBR, is I Was a Teenage Slasher by Stephen Graham Jones. This book just sounds like it would be right up my alley. I love the 1980s feel of things, and that is when this book is set in July of 1980s. It follows Tolly and Amber, and I believe it is their story of how they became teenage slashers. But this book is just a book that I think would be right up my alley. I loved My Best Friend's Exorcism, which was also set in the 1980s. I'm not saying that these two books are comparable, but I just like things that are kind of set in that decade. So I think I would really like this book. So that isn't, and I think it would also fit one of the prompts, which is pink on the cover. So I'm excited to read this one. Camp 1985 by Matthew Court. This one, the premise of this sounds so close to home that it is really spooky. It is about Ander, who goes to sleepaway camp and to detox from social media. That's where his parents are sending him. And he thinks that he's going to have this fun time at summer camp with some other influencers and stuff like that. But they get there and there's no Wi-Fi. And then after a night with his crush and a Ouija board, they set loose a vengeful spirit. And I'm not gonna lie, this book was a total cover read for me, or it's going to be a cover read for me. The cover of this book just looked so cool that I just could not pass it up. I had to know what it was about, and it did not disappoint. Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson. This premise sounds so cool as well. I don't know if I have any other words to explain how cool these books sound, but that's what you're going to be hearing a lot from me. But Not Quite Dead Yet follows the main character who suffers a terrible head injury by an intruder, and she has 7 days to figure out who this intruder is before she dies. It just sounds like a good time. Sounds like a spooky time. I'm so excited to read this one. The next one is an auto-buy author for me. I love Riley Sager. I have read at least 3 of his books, if not more. But he is a auto-buy author for me. And the book that I have on my list this year is The Last Time I Lied. And it is another camp slasher book. So I am so excited to read this. I cannot wait to get this one in my hands. The next book I do have, and it is by Grady Hendrix, and it is the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. I have read this book before. I want to reread this book. It is such a spooky, scary time. It says, Patricia Campbell's life has never felt smaller. Her husband is a workaholic. Her teenage kids have their own lives. Her senile mother-in-law needs constant care, and she's always a step behind on her endless to-do list. The only thing keeping her sane is her book club, a close-knit group of Charleston women united by their love for true crime. Then James Harris walks into her life during the summer of 1993. He makes her feel things she hasn't felt in years, but when children on the other side of town go missing, Patricia wonders if he's connected. Is he a Brad Pitt, a Bundy, or something much worse? I loved this book. I gave this 5 stars. I really want to reread it, and I may reread it for this Summerween. Alright, the next one I'm not quite sold on. It is A Clown in a Cornfield by Adam Cesar. I just saw this recommended by so many people on TikTok, on YouTube, just so many people that I feel like I kind of want to jump on the bandwagon. But it just seems like it could be something that I would like, so I'm willing to give it a try. But I think it is essentially a killer clown in a small town, and I think there's more to this story than that, but I think that is the premise of it. I'll have to read more on it, but that is a book that I think I might read it, I may not read it, so let me know what you think. And last but not least, I am going to go ahead and tell you what the prompts are. I may have to add a couple more books to my TBR list, because I think one of these prompts I haven't yet met yet. But the prompts for the Summerween this year, if you want to see them for yourself, you want to join, there is a Summerween Instagram page that I don't know if I can link it down below because I am not verified yet, but I do think you should go check it out. I just found it by searching Summerween, so I think you can find it by searching Summerween. But the prompts are read a thriller or a horror book, a new to me author, which most of these authors that I have on my list are new to me, except for Riley Sager and Grady Hendrix, but the rest of them are new to me. Oh, and Holly Jackson. I've read one of her books before too, but they are new to me. So, and T. Kingfishers. But I do have a couple that are new to me. I didn't realize how many books on my list were not new to me. But, and then choose a book with pink in the cover, and read a book that is less than 250 pages. I am not going to lie, it is ambitious for me to do Summerween because I work a full-time job and I am a full-time mother, if you all didn't know that, but it is something that I do want to try and participate in. It may take me more than 1 week to do this, so I may be participating in Summerween for more than 1 week, but I am excited to do this and to read this. Summer slasher books are some of my favorite books to read, so I'm excited to be a part of this and to read these, and I will be vlogging my Summerween reading vlog for you guys. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. Help me pick out in the comments which books you think that I should put on my Summerween TBR. If you have other book recommendations, I would so love to hear them. Otherwise, please like and subscribe, and have a great day.